The records tell the story. That is one sure reason to be hired when you come with a record of success. Hardly any team wants a coach who is a rookie. That's risky. You will have to give him enough time to prove what he can do. On the other hand, if you're serious about who you have on your team, I'm sure you're looking for someone with a track record of unparalleled success. After all, you want the best. Today I invite you to follow as I give you indisputable reasons why you should take Jesus on board, why you should 100% trust him with your life and your future. He has no rival. He has no equal. In brief, let the records tell the story of the God who will never fail. His record is voluminous. Jesus performed many other signs in the presence of his disciples which are not recorded in this book. But these are written that you may believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God, and that believing you may have life in his name. John 20 verses 30 and 31. So, here we go. Number 1, God is a promise keeper. Jesus is the man for the job. He is a promise keeper. For this one, I will give you the bare bones. God met Abraham, husband of Sarai, at age 75 and gave him a few out-of-the-box promises, including God making him a great nation. That would mean having kids, right? Well, at that stage, they had none, and the joint biology showed no signs of kids coming along. Genesis 12 verses 1 to 7. One day, Abraham raised some alternatives with God, but God rejected them all. Instead, God went further. Then the Lord said to him, "Know for certain that for 400 years your descendants will be strangers in a country not their own, and that they will be enslaved and mistreated there. But I will punish the nation they serve as slaves, and afterward they will come out with great possessions." Genesis 15 verses 13 to 15. 400 years later, a whole nation of Abraham's descendants marched out of Egypt where they were slaves to become a powerful nation, and they headed to the promised land God had earmarked as their permanent home. Exodus 12 verses 40 to 41. God is a promise keeper. You can depend on him. Number 2, God protects. In the book of Daniel, we meet a bunch of Jewish young men exiled from their homeland, Israel. These guys and most of the nation had got into trouble with God, and so they, as punishment, were overtaken by a group of Babylonians headed by the wicked Emperor Nebuchadnezzar. He was narcissistic, ruthless, and daring. He built a statue and passed a law that on a date to be made known, there would be a strange event. A national orchestra was going to strike up a big sound of musical cue, and everybody in the kingdom must turn towards a mammoth golden statue for them to worship. This new law stated clearly that when the music starts, people all over the empire should bow and kneel and worship the image of gold. Whoever does not fall down and worship will immediately be thrown into a blazing furnace. Daniel 3 and verse 6. These 3 young Hebrew fellows did nothing of the sort, not even after being given a second chance. And so the furnace was made hotter 700%, and they were hurled into this raging fiery furnace. But guess what? I did not tell you that these fellows were fearless, because they refused to bow and worship an idol, because their relationship with God required that they bow to no idol or anything else, and they declared that they were confident that the God they served would deliver them. Daniel chapter 3. The story is intriguing because God, their faithful God, honored their confidence and obedience, and instead of them burning to sudden death, their God joined them in the fire. The king had no choice but to give praise to the God of these three Hebrew men. Daniel 3:1-30. Last one, God provides. Before I leave this illustration with you, allow me to share a Bible text that no one has been able to successfully refute. And my God will meet all your needs according to the riches of his glory in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:19. Here's a different kind of provision that you expect to hear. This has to do with an invalid man and had been like that for 38 years or more. He was living in a weird place with scores of people, blind, lame, paralyzed. And they were there not to get medical attention, but because there was this belief that an angel would come to the pool nearby annually and unexpectedly and disturb the water. And the first sick person who got into the water would be cured. Talk about a lottery. Jesus went down to the pool one day and picked out this one guy. There was nothing special about him, but Jesus asked him if he wanted to get well. That was when he told Jesus about the angel and his misfortune. He's never been able to get inside the water. So what does Jesus do? He said to the paralyzed man, "Get up, pick up your mat and walk." Imagine telling a man who has not walked in 38 years that he should just simply get up and walk. Well, that's exactly how it went, my friend. Right then and there, Jesus provided him with what he needed to be able to walk. John 15:1-9. Why am I telling you all of this? I could tell you more, but there are many persons in our community, in our families, who need Jesus. Not someone like Jesus. They need the real Jesus, the one who keeps his promise, who protects his people, and who provides for his people. People today need a real Jesus, not some man-made religion. You and I could help a great deal. Tell them about Jesus. Give them real-life stories of what Jesus has done for them, including what he has done for you. Trust me, they are suggesting to have an encounter with someone whose record tells the story of how amazing and wonderful and powerful God is. If you tell them about Jesus and his power, they would grab onto him and never let him go. The records tell the story, and you know the story. Tell them and pray that they will invite Jesus into their lives. This is my capstone in all of this. What a huge difference Jesus will make in their lives.